Hi, my name is Jared Dees from thereligionteacher.com. The parable of the talents, it's in the Gospel of Matthew, but also a different version of it in the Gospel of Luke. And the story is basically about a master who leaves his property to be cared for by some servants. And so, to one of the servants, he gives 5 talents. And a talent is a measure of money, a measure of wealth. And that first servant that he gives 5 talents to trades them, multiplies them to make 10 talents. He doubles their worth. To the servant that he gave 2 talents, same thing, doubled to 4 talents. But this one servant that he only entrusted 1 talent to, which is still a lot of money, still a ton of money, he says to take care of this for him. And what does that servant do? Rather than take it and multiply it, he buries it in the ground. Because as he says to the master when he returns, I was afraid of you. And so what happens to that 1 talent? It is still just 1 talent. And what does the master do when he returns? He gives that talent to the person who multiplied it the most. And there's a lesson here. What is Jesus trying to say to us in this story? Well, the word talent, which originally was referring to a measurement of money, came to refer to, today, the way we think about talents as gifts. If you are talented with certain things in your life, you are given a gift and an ability that others might not have, just like these other servants. So, God is giving you talents in the way that we might refer to it today, kind of metaphorically, not money necessarily, but He gives you gifts. And the question is, how are you going to use those talents in your life? So take those talents and multiply them. What are your talents? What are your gifts? Multiply them. The second lesson we might learn is from this servant that didn't multiply his talents. Why didn't he do anything? He was afraid of the master. So don't fear. Be fearless. Have courage or fortitude. Go and use the gifts that God has given you to produce good fruit in the world, to produce good things in the world. Don't hide out of fear of what might happen to you. Use those talents, multiply them, be fearless instead of afraid. And finally, another lesson we might learn is don't be lazy. Unfortunately, a lot of people who are given great gifts, even small gifts, they don't do anything with them. This servant here, he could have at least put the money in a bank, but he didn't even do that. He literally buried it in the ground, which is even worse. So he was very lazy. He didn't even take the effort to go and do something with the money. He did nothing. God has given you some incredible talents, every one of you. Every one of us is given gifts. Don't be lazy. Don't be afraid to use them. Go and multiply them instead. That's a little bit about the parable of the talents in the New Testament. Go make disciples. God bless.